Hello. This is Flix, and I've decided to record a follow-up video to my recent one, where I said that do not compare Trackmania 2020 records to TMNF. And if you haven't watched that and you're watching this, then please watch that first. However, I want to respond to some of the criticism that I've received for this video, and so what I'm recording right now is not scripted at all. I'll be just giving my live thoughts on some of the comments on YouTube and Reddit that I've received. In the background you can see a time on EO5 and Trackmania 2 Stadium that I've set recently. It's not like crazy fast, but it's just to have something in the background while I'm talking. So yeah, I'll first go over the YouTube comments, and I'll just go from the top. So the first comment that I would like to respond to is written by Scorchius, and he says that he agrees with me, but also that me saying I got 71st on that map I mean, is not a valid argument for a comparison, because these kinds of maps, the Yeet ones or like remakes, aren't really hunted, and that's fair. And I must say that me trying to say do not compare those games and then comparing them is sort of like counterintuitive, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have instead used other arguments. And also what I have to admit, without me knowing in the first place, obviously, when I went back to the map and checked the leaderboards, which I thought were all the times were done, with the shortcut. However, only 2 times in the top, I don't know, couple of replays were actually faster than normal way, which is Medicine's time and another guy's time. So I have to admit I've made a mistake comparing, or rather not comparing, but rather judging Medicine's replay as not that impressive, because in its own way it is. And me getting that 71st time doesn't really showcase anything other than I flew directly to the finish and I got it in the same way as Medicine did, just slower. But the point wasn't, I guess I should have made it more clear that I made this whole video, and because of the length of the part where I hunt, it seems that that's my main point, and it wasn't really. I think what I say at the very end is the most important part, which I probably should have done at the very beginning. But the fact is, both of these replays, Medicines and Hefests, are impressive in their own, or like respectable in their own way. But Medicine's time is nowhere near on the same level as Hefest, just because Trackmania Nations Forever is out for a longer period of time. A12 is also the most hunted map out of the entire campaign. And it's comparing a legendary Nadio track to a random community-made map. So that's the main argument, right? And so this is the first comment, and I also said like all of the things probably that I wanted to say already, but I'll continue. Okay, another comment written by Spectre says that why did it matter for me so much to respond to that one guy, and it seems that I was trying to start an argument, and it seems a bit weird. Personally, it wasn't aimed at that one guy. I did not call him out, aside from the very end, which I said you shouldn't make stupid comments like that. And I just, I've met a lot of people, or that I've talked to or heard comments from a lot of Trackmania 2020 players, which were comparing the records from that game to the older games. And that's not very good, because first of all, the games are much different. Second of all, as I've said already, Trackmania Nations Forever is a much the leaderboards are much more contested, and they've been much more hunted, than anything in Trackmania 2020, period. Like, even tracks like EO5 have been more hunted despite their length than any of the shorter maps. So yeah. And also something that I've received a lot of hate on Reddit is, I will not mention the name of the guy because there's been a couple of people who said it. I'll read the comment. This seems a bit like you're gatekeeping Trackmania. Not to say that you aren't 100% right about the amount of luck or dedication, but why attack this guy for being wrong about it? I think if you had explained your arguments initially instead of jumping in with an ad hominem argument, he probably would have been more open to seeing your perspective on it. The guy was probably just under the effects of recency bias and maybe he didn't understand how hard a number bug is, but I don't think it's worth berating him for that. And again, I have not insulted him in any way. The only thing that I said is that he shouldn't make, or rather I didn't even direct it at him, I just said do not make stupid comments like that in the future. Which I sort of, I mean, you can treat it as you want. I don't personally consider it an insult. You can have your opinion. And I don't personally also see the gatekeeping part, because I mean, what am I gatekeeping here? Am I gatekeeping the fact that the records are actually much more harder in the older games than the newer ones? Like, I'm just saying that you shouldn't compare those two because it's pointless. And I have made a mistake where I probably shouldn't have, as I've said already, made the whole point about me getting that shortcut, but rather about me saying that don't compare, it's pointless. So that's that. And now I will go over the Reddit comments because I've skimmed through the YouTube ones and this is all I found. First comment, the most upvoted one. Is this a joke or is the maker of this video really that far up their own ass? Hilarious 10 out of 10. Let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Gatekeeping isn't how you grow a game. I don't see where the enjoyment came in because I'm not preventing the guy from having fun in Trackmania. I'm just saying he shouldn't compare Hefest A12 to Medicine's Winter 2020 Yeet or whatever the track name was. And I don't see that as gatekeeping. I'm just seeing that as, again, saying that they shouldn't compare this. And then there's a fair point about me driving that time and it actually not being faster than normal way. I admit that's a mistake on my part and I shouldn't have focused on that. And yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and there's also another guy which also felt the same way as I did. I'll read the whole comment. After watching the video, I thought, yes, it's true. In Trackmania 2020, you need more skill and less luck to have world record than in Trackmania Nations Forever. Then I'm going to comments, and there are a bunch of comments that are saying something about gatekeeping, or saying that, quote-unquote, was it meant to say TM2020 isn't good? And I'm like, geez, it's not to say one is better than another. It's saying you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't compare those two games / maps. I feel like those people stopped video when he stopped driving and started speaking again and commented about it as it was. And yeah, I think this is a good closure to this video. Thank you for commenting that. I'll try to, if I'm gonna quote-unquote debunk or like make an opinion on YouTube in the future, I'll try to present my case better. Because I admit it wasn't even though like a lot of people agreed with me, they also said that I could have done it better. And so apologies for that, and I'll try to do it better. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, so I mean a.m. is the morning. So I'll just end here and thank you for listening if you made it this far.